Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Laurent and this is Sounds Like Piano Tutorials. Today we're going to be looking at G Flip's new song, Hyperfine. It's a really great song. It came out this time last week. It's a lot of fun to play, a lot of fun to sing along to, a lot of fun to dance to. I've been having an absolute ball with it. So we'll get stuck in just a sec. Just want to quickly tell you guys about my Patreon. The link is down below in the description. It would mean a lot to me if you guys could check it out. For me personally as a content creator, it's not so much about making heaps of money. It's just about trying to cover the costs of making these tutorials because it's something I'm just really passionate about. So hopefully you guys can get on board with that. Hope you enjoy the video and have fun playing the song. Okay, let's get into the intro of Hyperfine. So we're going to start on a C in our right hand with your pinky. You're going down from there to an E, to a G, back to a C. That's the notes that make up the Hyperfine melody in the first bar. So, okay. Then straight after that, we're going to bring in the left hand on an A, which is then the second bar, and that's then repeating the riff, but the last note is then going to be a D. So first bar is, then left hand. Great. Then we just do the first bar again, but with a G in the left hand. So the first three bars in sequence are then A. And then you just alternate between the two. So that's the whole intro. So one more time. First bar is no left hand. Then you bring in the A in the left hand. And when you're playing the A chord in the left hand or the A note in the left hand to represent the A minor chord, you're going to go up to a D in the melody. So. Great. That's the intro, pretty straightforward, and that's that Hyperfine melody that is sung. Then we get stuck into the verse. The verse starts with just two chords, which is the A minor to the G. It's actually played down here. You'll notice in the notation that pops up, I've just notated it up an octave just because it's easier to read than reading it in the bass clef, but you want to play it probably down here, so. So that's an A minor chord and a G chord. Both of those are in the second inversion. So E, A, C going up in the right hand with an A in the left hand, and then a D, G, B going up in the right hand with a G in the left hand for that second chord. So. D minor there, that's the last line of the verse. So that's in the right hand, just playing an F and an A. You can play out the whole chord if you want to, with a D at the bottom, or you could also play it in this inversion, which is a F, A, D. But I believe I've just got that played as a F and A in the notation there, and then as D in the left hand. And then going up to an quick E minor leading into the pre-chorus, which is just everything goes up one. So D to E in the left hand, and then the F and A turn into a G and B. So that whole verse again is A minor to G, A minor to G again. One more time, and then we go to the D minor after this one. Hold it. And then go up to the E minor. Cool. So that's the end of the first verse there. We will do a slightly different thing in the second verse, so we will be coming back to that, but that's that first verse. We then go straight into the pre-chorus. This pre-chorus uses starts on the chord F, and the progression is going to be F, C, G, A minor. I'll take you through those inversions now. So we're going to an F. I think the lyric here is, I'm cautious because I don't want to start a fire. Let me just check that. Yeah, I'm cautious that I don't start a fire. So we've got an F chord here in second inversion, C, F, A, with just big Fs in the left hand in octaves. Then to a C major in root position. Then to a G major in the second inversion as well. So that's D, G, B, same one we did in the verse. Then to the A minor, same one we did in the verse as well. Now there's a quick E minor leading back to the repeat of the pre-chorus. So that goes like this. Then back to the F, back to C, then to G for 2 bars. You don't go to the A minor the second time, you just do G for 2 bars. And that is now leading into the chorus. So we'll just run that pre-chorus again. Okay, so that's the pre-chorus. We're now leading into the chorus. So I've just transcribed a couple of different ways to play this chorus. I guess it's arranged a little bit like by level. So the first way would kind of be a more beginner level, and then an intermediate kind of level, and then a more advanced level. The intermediate and advanced are pretty tricky rhythmically, but I did as much as I could to, I guess, emulate that whole 16th sound they have going with the guitars and the drum kit and stuff. So if you're just playing on the piano, obviously don't have that scope to play with that big of a sound, but I think rhythmically we can still do a really good job with that. So that's kind of what I was going for. So we'll just start with the more basic version first, which is, they're all the same chords, obviously. I did use different inversions in the different ways, but just to take you through the chords of the chorus, we're starting on an F, then it goes to a D minor, then it goes to an E minor, then it goes to a A minor. And there's a quick G at the end of that as well. And then back to a D minor, then back to a E minor, then back to an A minor, quick G. So that's kind of the basic way to play the chorus. That's probably also a really great way to play it if you're doing like a more tender version in a singer-songwriter kind of way. There's a version of this that G Flip did, I think, as like a demo a couple of months ago before the song got released, and it was a lot like that. Might not be the exact inversions, but yeah, it's a really great way to play it as well. Just isn't as rhythmical as the studio version that was recorded. Cool. Okay, so the next version up, I guess, would be adding a little bit of that rhythm, but still using the same inversions. So I'll have that pop up just as a little transcription there, just so you can kind of dig into the rhythm a bit. But the main idea is same inversions in the right hand, and then doing a little bit of like a kind of drum and bass thing in the left hand, where you're playing the strong beats with your pinky down here, and then kind of your snare drum beats with your thumb up here. So So that's kind of the idea there. There's a couple of little finger slips there, but you kind of get the idea. Again, same chord, so F to C, to F to D minor, to E minor, to A minor. Okay, so into the most advanced version of the chorus. Rhythmically, it's actually the same as the second one we just did, but we're going to be doing a slightly more difficult inversions in the right hand. So we're going to be adding some sevenths to the chords, which I just think sounds a little bit groovy. And I also think that possibly in the song you can kind of hear some sevenths going on, maybe in the guitars or on one of the synths, I think. So in the first chord of the chorus, it's going to be an F again, but instead of playing this inversion, we're going to go up to an F, A, C. And then adding a seventh on top, which is the major seventh, which is the E natural. So then the D minor 9, so keep the same right hand, F, A, C, E, with a D in the left hand. Then to an E minor 7, which we're going to play as a G, B, D, E on top, same rhythm. And then finally just an A minor 7, so playing a G, C, E, so just a C chord in second inversion in your right hand and an A down here. And then just don't forget about that quick G leading back into the repeat of the chorus. So that whole chorus, the most difficult way there is Cool. Okay, great. So that's the chorus, the few different ways we can do it. We'll now go into the second verse. Like I mentioned earlier, the second verse is actually slightly different to the first verse. It just jumps to the transition chords a little early. So I'll take you through that whole thing just so we make sure we've got that. So again, we're starting on A minor, G, A minor, G. This time we're only doing it twice in total instead of 3 times. So A minor to G, then A minor to G again. We go to A minor again one more time, but then instead of going to G, we now go to D minor. Then we do 2 bars of E minor. Okay, now these are all inversions of these chords we've already done, so I'm not going to stop and go through them too much, but the order of those chords one more time is A minor, G, A minor, G, A minor to D minor to E minor, and E minor again. And that is the second verse. Now, second verse goes straight into the pre-chorus, which is as it was the first time. Then we go into the chorus, which is as it was the first time as well. So then the next part is there's a post-chorus instrumental break. The first part of this uses the same chords as the chorus. So keep that in mind. I'll teach you that little melody. But in the left hand, we're going to be doing just F, D, E, A, as it is in the chorus. So that melody is this one. Probably will sound familiar to you when you hear it now. So that'll be... Okay, so right hand, it's just using like an A minor chord, and then you use a B in the melody at the bottom there. So it starts on the E, E, C, C, A, and then A, B, B, A. And it's a nice little ostinato pattern that left hand just stays the same the right hand stays the same under the changing bass notes, which creates a kind of cool effect. So one more time, that's D, E minor, A minor, with a quick G there at the end. And you just repeat that twice. So that's the first part of the instrumental there. The second part goes back into the same chords as the intro, and the Hyperfine melody comes back in. If you just want to play that Hyperfine melody again, that is more than fine with me. It is kind of hard to do. You can't actually do both at once. I'll show you the little synth line that goes on there, but you might decide that you think the Hyperfine melody sounds better there. The little synth line that goes on there, I'm not exactly sure I've got this 100% perfect, but I think it's pretty close. So it's just on the A minor to G. It goes E, C, down to E, down the octave, and the rhythm is... And then straight after you do that, you do E, C, G going down. So it's like... So one more time. Then it does the same thing over the G chord. Then back to A minor. Then it goes to the D minor, does the same thing. To E minor. Then it's pre-chorus. And that's where she does the kind of quieter pre-chorus with just the piano chords. So if we go back to the pre-chorus chords we learned earlier, F, C, G, A minor. And then G, 2 bars of G. Big break, nice drum fill, really sick, get into it, get loose. It's another chorus, and then we're going to the end. So and then it just finishes on, it does a double chorus there, I only did one, but after that double chorus, it just ends on an F chord. Cool, okay, that's pretty much the tutorial. Looking forward to you guys being able to hear this one. I'm really excited to do this song. I had heard it a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago now, when G Flip did it on like a version, and I was really holding out for it to be released. And now that it's released, I got straight into kind of starting working on this so that I could get this out to you guys as quickly as possible. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed learning it. I think it's a really diverse song. You can play it with a band. You can play it really rhythmically on your own on piano and do like the 16th thing and like really jam it out. Or you can do like that quiet version I was talking about that G Flip did a demo of. If you haven't seen that video, I'd highly recommend checking it out. Anyway, stay well. I'll see you guys soon for another video. And yeah, thank you.